Welcome back to the 2026 IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Classic and Equipped Powerlifting Championships live from Sun City in South Africa and brought to you by none other than Alico and SBD, the greatest strength equipment and strength apparel on the planet. We've got one flight this afternoon, Sub-Junior and Junior 84 kilo and 84 plus kilo women. I'm joined in the commentary box by Raza this afternoon, all the way from Slovenia.
It's a pleasure to be here, Gary. We have an exciting flight ahead of us. In the sub-juniors, not so much. We only have one competitor in the 84 and one competitor in the 84 plus, so there's not going to be a fight between athletes for the title, but this is equipped, so they still have to make an attempt in each of the disciplines.
You've still got to get a lift on the board, and that is half the battle in equipped lifting. I mean, how many times have we seen over the years you show up to a world championship, it turns out you're the only one in your division, and then you end up missing all three benches or all three squats, and you miss out on a gold medal. It is that difficult in equipped lifting just to get a lift on the board.
We certainly hope that's not going to be the case today, but especially in the junior 84 category, I think we have quite a nice title scrap cooking up here. Just looking at the openers and the nominations, it should be fairly close.
Yeah, if you look at the predicted totals in the 84 juniors, I mean, there's only 50 kilos separating the top number one to the last on the list there, so it's going to be a pretty close battle. And even in the 84 plus juniors, there's going to be a bit of a fight for the silver and bronze medal as well, I would imagine. But we are getting underway now with Elena Canales from the US with 170 to open her squat. We're in the sub-junior 84s. That will be a whole lot of nerves off the back now, getting 2 to 1 and a good lift. You've got one red card for the side referee on depth. I think she'll be okay with the jury.
So she's got a spot on the board that's 1/3 of the title secured.
No, she's got a spot in, that's what counts. We're going to jump into the 84 kilo junior now. Mena Reeves from the US with 200 kilos. Now, as I said, there's not a whole lot separating the top nomination from the bottom nomination in the 84 juniors. If we look at predictions. And this is the thing in equipped lifting. You can come in here as the bottom nominated lifter. And if you stick to your game plan and get all three lifts in your squat, get all three bench in, and then hit the deadlifts, you can often find yourself in the running for a podium finish. And you might have started the day at 10th in the list, but equipped lifting is just that challenging. We jump into the 84 pluses now in the juniors for Xingyin Li from Chinese Taipei, 210 kilos. Fast is often a good squat.
Unfortunately, reds from both side referees, which usually means that you're going to have to go a little bit lower. Yeah, she's in the bottom position for a really short time. She's going to have to really go deep, demonstrate to the referees.
You don't want to take your time down there. Good dip into the bottom there. And that is a typical technique from Chinese Taipei. And you can see how they're coaching their athletes. If you watched across all the equipped lifting this week, nearly every Chinese Taipei lifter is dipping into the bottom, and it's a technique that I've taught and I work with all my athletes for many, many years. Get down to where you think the bottom is, and then just dip it in. And you get two things out of that. One, you're pushing into depth, so you're not giving the referees anything to think about. And two, in equip lifting, you're going to get the most you can out of the equipment by just dropping in that little bit. And if you're lifting raw, then you've got the advantage of a stretch reflex as well. So you get a little bit of a bounce out of the bottom as a raw lifter as well. So Clarissa Tello now from Ecuador for 220. These are some monster squats. We're talking juniors here. I'm going to wait for the refs on this one.
There's 3 white lights. I think the angle was a bit misleading in regards of depth.
And her build, she's got quite long limbs, which is a little bit different the way they lift. And you can see from that angle it's a lot different. Refereeing on a world platform is the toughest job on the planet. You've got a split second to make a decision. Ashley Rose Cruz from the Philippines now, 225. Interesting how she has one rack in, one rack out, and the way she likes to be set up.
It's usually for the lifters who have a bit of a side-to-side walkout so they don't hit the uprights of the rack.
Dip into the bottom there, gets the most she can. That's a good lift.
Next out will be Hildebeeth Fristenbelt from Norway, 225 kilos on the bar. She will be followed by
Hildebeeth
Hildebeeth
Fristenbelt from Norway now, 225 kilos.
Bar is loaded.
We are still in the under 84 juniors. And 3 white lights. And one thing I've loved about being here this week so far, watching the equip from the juniors and sub-juniors, and I don't get the opportunity to do juniors and sub-juniors very much, but watching the level of technique and skill that these athletes are working at is absolutely phenomenal. If you go back to juniors 10 years ago, the skill level has increased so much in that last decade. I mean, obviously we've got Classic to come, and that'll be very similar as well, but the standard of equipped technique and skill has come such a long way, and I think that's a reflection of athletes starting in equipped lifting younger. I think it's a reflection of great coaching and coaches really drilling in technique and being patient with the weight to come. You know, let's not rush the world champion. Let's not rush the 200 kilos. Let's get that technique drilled in first. 2-1, it's a good lift. You get a red card from the center referee there, which is a little unusual on depth, but you've got to call what you see. But given that she's gotten 2 whites from the side referee, I think she'd probably be okay with the juries. And the jury's reaching for the button. They have overruled it. I'm just going to stop talking now. I think I might have jinxed her.
It was definitely a comfortable enough lift that she can repeat it with just a little bit more depth.
Carolyn Liv Landfeld from Norway now, 230 kilos. In the 84 plus juniors now. Three whites, another good lift.
Next out will be Stephanie Roderick from Great Britain, 240 kilos on the bar. She will be followed by Greg Folkheim and Leah Hagen.
So Stephanie Roderick now, 240 from Great Britain. Still in the 84 pluses in the juniors. Being coached there by the woman with the biggest bench in the world. Great little dip in at the bottom there, and you can see, and you'll probably be able to see in the replay, you'll be able to see the push that it gives you out of the bottom, and you need to keep up with that.
Yeah, does a great job of keeping up with the equipment.
Yeah, it's one of the other challenges of quick lifting. I mean, it's great that they give you a little bit of a push out of the bottom or pop off the chest in bench, and it's really only a good inch or so. Remember, it doesn't give you a whole lot. But you have to be able to keep up with that. And in bench press, we talk about chasing the bar when it comes off the chest. I mean, if you let it pop off and let it do all the work, you come to a dead stop, and it's the same in squat as well. So Ida Grigfruk from Norway now, 245. We're in the 84 kilo juniors. A little bit slow around the bottom there. Gets the job done, 2-1.
There's a red from the right side. Maybe just a slight mistiming of the dip.
Just looked a little unsure. And you can see where she dipped. She sort of sat around the bottom a little bit too long. This needed to drop in and get out fast, but the jury has overruled that, unfortunately. Well, that's an easy fix, that one. Tuva Grehagen from Norway, 275.
She's the absolute dominant force in the 84 plus kilo class. Looking at over 100 kilos of advantage.
Yeah, look, if she's on form, then I don't anticipate anyone being able to catch her. But it's a quick lifting. She still has to get all this in. And she looks good to start off the 275 and 3 whites. Nice technique.
You see, this is interesting. She really takes the time to position herself for the dip at the bottom here. Really
Absolutely.
quite a long time.
Yeah, look, I mean, this should be a very controlled descent, you know, and then you sort of get to that point, and that's when you drop into that hole and use the equipment as best. So the first descent, you've got to push through the suit a little bit, you're working through the wraps a little bit. Then when you get to that point, that's when you let the weight do the work. So we're into round 2 already. Elena Canales from the US, 180. Made a good opening lift at 170.
Look,
2-1 again.
Looked just about the same as the first one.
212.5 kilos.
So Mina Rivas now from the US. We're in the 84 juniors now, 212.5. Oh, she just let that right knee drop in there, and you can see it starts to windmill around a little bit. When you're talking about weights that heavy, as soon as you get offline, it just keeps traveling. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. And you can see on the replay that knee drops in, the right knee drops a bit further. She starts to push the left knee out, but the right one drops, and then it starts to twist around. She did a good job trying to recover that.
As soon as the weight gets a bit of sideways momentum, it's...
Yeah, when you talk about those sorts of weight, there is no stopping it. So Xin Ying Li, now Chinese Taipei, 215. They called on depth, I think, on the first one at 210. I think they've made the right decision here, gone to 215. I would have gone on the 5 kilos as well. She clearly didn't have a problem with the weight. This will allow the dip to push down a little bit further.
Weight still no problem, and it's 3
Three
white
white
lights
lights.
this time.
She is on the board. Next up will be Lara Hins.
Yeah, that's a good coaching decision there. You could see that the weight
130
wasn't an issue.
kilograms
She
on the
moved
bar.
210 without any problems. Just wasn't really pushing down through the suit and through the equipment enough. Put another 5 kilos on, and that dip, when you let the weight do the work in the dip, it's enough to push down through. 230 on the bar for Lara Hins from Germany.
Got overruled on her first attempt from a center depth hole. Again, did not miss depth by much, just a centimeter or two lower should suffice.
She's doing the center, the ref call from the center there. Let's see what the jury has to say this time. We'll have a look at the replay. We've got a side angle here, or sort of a side angle. Tough to call. Camera angles aren't great for us. And I'm going to leave that in the hands of the jury, and I think she might be okay. I haven't seen anyone reach for the button. And they're sitting back in their chairs, so things are looking good. Carissa Teller now from Ecuador, 230 kilos. Well, another good looking lift there. I reckon that's 3 whites it is.
Next up will be
He
Shensi
is
Su
on
from
fire.
Taipei, 230 kilograms on the bar. Followed by
You see the differences in technique here. So she's quite a little bit quicker on the way down, and rather than just getting to the bottom of the heavy dip, she gets about halfway down and then speeds up into the dip, into the bottom there, letting the weight take over a little bit, but maintaining control. So it's another way to do it. Shen Zhu, Chinese Taipei, 230. Nice little dip in. Absolutely superb work there. 3 white lights.
Good lift. Next up will be Ashley Rose Cruz from the Philippines, 235 kilograms on the bar. The bar is loaded.
Ashley Rose Cruz from Philippines, 235. And interesting enough, Shensi Su has just scratched her last lift. And the referees say 3 white lights.
It took her a little bit more effort in that transition phase when the suits really stops helping.
Yeah, that's a really good pickup there and a good example of sort of not chasing the bar enough. You could see she got the speed out of the bottom. The equipment did its job, but then you have to make sure you're ready and on top of that. You don't want to be waiting for that to happen. Vildebeeth Reisenfeld from Norway, 237.5. Referees say 2 to
2 to 1,
1.
thank goodness. Next up will be Caroline Lampau from Norway for 240 kilos on the bar.
The jury taking a
She'll be
close look
followed
at
by
that.
Greg Folkite and Roderick. Bar is loaded.
And interestingly, it looked better from the replay angle than it did live. Caroline Liv Landfold from Norway now, 240 kilos. Two to one, it's a good lift.
Next out will be Ida
Now, this is going to be a bit interesting here in the next round because, as we can see, Sensei Su has scratched her third lift. Now, in equipped squat, you're timing your knee wraps off the lifters in front of you. So this can really throw things out a little bit. Either Greg Vogt, Norway, 245. And just those knees just popping in and throwing her off balance.
Now this is a dangerous situation here. She's over to, she needs the 245 to get on the board, but also she needs every kilo she can grab on squats.
Yeah, look, if I was coach here, you know, I'm looking at those and I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at the depth, I'm looking how far she's getting to the dip. She's not getting a lot out of that equipment, and I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to go 247 and a half. It's 2.5 kilos. She's hardly even going to feel that on the back, hardly even going to notice it. But it could be enough to get her down into that equipment that'll give her that little bit of push out and help her to keep her knees out. It sounds detrimental, it sounds like an odd way, an odd approach. You know, obviously there's some mechanical things she's going to have to do. You're going to have to really, you know, focus on keeping the knees out and chasing that bar, but it could be enough to make the difference. Roderick now with 250, make it look easy. And hold on to your socks because the day's just warming up. World record junior squat attempt coming up at 293 kilos for Tuva Lehagen from Norway. That is a monster squat on any day of the week in any weight class.
Absolutely, and the dominant force she is, we sort of expected this to come both in deadlift and also later possibly in the bench press, or in the squat and in the bench press. What I'm interested to see here, can she break into the 300s?
Well, 293, if she puts this on the board, I mean 300 is just a skip around the corner, isn't it? That would be quite an amazing feat.
She can really be calm about the title. As long as she gets an attempt in every round, she is far clear of the rest of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, as long as she gets that first attempt in each round, she's you know, it's her day to play with the way she wants. She can go off the record. She's in a safe position. Great dip into the bottom. I gotta say, I think the 300 is there. That was 3 white lights. I'd be disappointed if we didn't go 300. But you know, do you play it safe and go 295, or do you go hell for leather and put on the 300 and get the biggest squat in the 84 plus junior history?
I don't think a 7 kilo jump here would be too much.
No, not at all. I'm not looking at that. You can have a look at the standings there after the second round. And we're going to move straight into round 3 now. And see who takes home gold medals in the squat. So Elena Canales from the US looking at 190. She is 84 kilo junior and the only one in her class. She has got the 2 squats on the board, so she is third of the way there to taking home the World Championship medal. And don't take anything away from that, because you don't take home a medal in equipped. whether you're up against 10 people or one person, is an absolute feat in itself. Not to mention when she's 17 years of age. Oh, determination to stand that up. Fantastic, 3 white lights.
Next up will be Mina Reeves, USA, 212.5 kilos on the bar. She will be followed by Sin Ying Lee and Clarice Taylor.
Mina Rivas from the US now, 212.5. Missed this on a second. Taking it for a third attempt now. Yeah, just didn't really get down there and get the speed she needed. Just rushed it a little bit. You'll see in the replay. And she should not be disappointed with herself. I mean, 212.5 kilos. She's strong enough to do it. Just rushed that a little. Hips popped up before she did and bullied her around a bit. Sin Ying Lee, 232.5. So that's an interesting move there. 210 didn't get it, 215 the extra weight to push down, then a big jump to 232.5. But as a percentage of body weight, it's not overly ambitious. Two to one.
Next out will be Clarice Taylor, Ecuador, followed by Lara Hinz from Germany.
Carissa Tano from Ecuador now, 237.5. Nice little 7.5 kilo jump from a second.
Bar is loaded.
Slow and steady, not going to do anything crazy.
Yeah, Taylor and Cruz are now smelling a chance at a medal if Driek Falki cannot get a squat on the board. Suddenly a place opens up on the podium and they are neck and neck on projected totals.
So now's the time to not do anything crazy, just get those extra kilos on the board. It's really tempting when you get into this position to say, oh, there's a sniff of a medal. So instead of going 237.5, I'll go 242.5 and, you know, try and get that extra in. But what you end up doing is you lose the 7.5 you would have got in the first place. And I think that was a good call weight-wise. 3 white lights.
She jumps into squat silver for the time being, with of course 3 athletes who can displace her off the podium.
So we move to Lara Hines from Germany, 240 kilos in the 84 kilo juniors. Just got a little bit out of time there. She handled the weight well, but just got a little bit out of time. Didn't put it together right. Probably a little bit rushed. Probably not entirely sure she had it. Cut it short, didn't really use the equipment. Ashley Rose Cruz now, 240. Oh, good strength there. Gets a really good position at the bottom of that squat. She's pretty excited about that.
Norway, 245 kilograms on the bar.
Ida from Norway now in a little bit of trouble. It's interesting they've decided to keep the same weight.
The bar is loaded.
And you've done 245 twice and it hasn't worked. So you need to change something. What she needs to focus on is keeping those knees out and that chest up. And it's easy to sit here and say that. It's much harder to actually do it in practice when you walk out on that platform when you've got 245 kilos on your back. Well, she stood that one up. Was it enough? 2 to 1, it's a good lift.
Just has to pray for no jury intervention this time.
I think the jury are okay. They're still talking a little bit, but I think they're all right with it.
She's on the board,
Yeah,
straight
she
into
gets it on the board.
straight into squat goal still.
Vilda Vith Presendelt from Norway, 245. That was a tough one. She made that a bit hard for herself at the bottom there, I think.
As a 2 to 1 good lift, I was a bit afraid. I thought she panicked a little bit and cut some depth, but looks like it was still on the right side. Yep, she gets into squat gold.
And jury has overruled, unfortunately.
Spoke too soon.
Caroline Oanpad now, Norway, 250 kilos. Big smiles at the top of that lift. 2 to 1 is a good lift.
Next up will be Roderick Great Britain, 255 kilograms on the bar.
Stephanie Roderick now from Great Britain, 255.
The bar is loaded.
Good little dip in there. Gets the speed she needs, and 3 white lights. Great technique, great squatting.
Next up we will have Leah Hagen looking to
Well,
extend her world record with 298 kilograms on the bar, a 5 kilo jump up from her second attempt. This will be the last squat of her session.
Put your seat backs and tray tables in your upright position and keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle because we are in for a wild ride now with 298 kilos on the bar for Tuva Lehagen from Norway. What a massive squat, 2 kilos shy of the 300 mark. And I think she's done this for a really smart reason. The world total record is 725 kilos and she is on target to actually surpass that today. But if she was to put 300 on and miss that lift, it becomes all that bit harder. 298, the safer bet, still massive. We'll save the 300 for a later day. This is monstrous. Oh, absolutely fantastic work there.
Gets it up.
And it's 3 white lights, undisputed world record, 298 kilos in the 84 plus juniors. Absolutely unbelievable. If you'd asked me 5 years ago if someone was going to break that 300 mark in the squat juniors, I would have said no way. But now I'm telling you it's going to happen in a few months' time. And here is our overall standing. Sub-junior 84, Canales on 190 in the squats. Sub-junior 84 plus, Sensei Su with 230. In the junior 84s, Ida on 245, Cruz on 240, and Frisenfeld on 237.5. And in the 84 pluses, Wahagan on 2 in about 20 minutes time to watch these ladies battle it out on the bench press. Welcome back to the 2026 IPF World Sub Junior and Junior Classic and Equipped Powerlifting Championships live in Sun City, South Africa, and brought to you by none other than Alico and SBD, the greatest strength equipment and strength apparel on the planet. And we are just about to get underway with the bench press. And I think this is the toughest lift of all three lifts in equipped lifting. There's so much technical things to remember as an athlete, and then to master the bench shirt is an absolute challenge. It takes years and years to master it. But I'll tell you, over the last week, we have seen sub-juniors and juniors that seem to have mastered the bench shirt far beyond their years, and it's been absolutely outstanding. And I'm sure we're in for a great treat today as well. Elena Canales from the USA opening with 70 kilos. And showing us all how it's done.
That's a nice, comfortable opener.
She seems pretty happy with it.
105 kilograms. She'll be followed by Roderick, then Cruz.
I mean, there's so much pressure on an athlete at the World Championships, regardless if you're number 1 or number 10 or whatever. There's so much pressure wherever you are. And to see athletes enjoying themselves in amongst all that is a really great thing, and a credit to the sport as well. Because powerlifting really is a very close, tight community as well. So if you get the chance to get involved in powerlifting, you will never regret it. Shensi Su, Chinese Taipei, 105. We're in the 84 plus sub-juniors. Three whites, ready to get started. So Stephanie Roderick from Great Britain now, 112 and a half. If you're thinking about getting into equipped lifting, I strongly encourage it. It is a fantastic sport, great people. You get to train with a lot of different people as well. You'll learn a lot from other people over the years.
And you're going to learn a lot about yourself.
You will certainly learn a lot about yourself. You get to face your fears. If you are looking for a comfortable sport, I wouldn't recommend it though. None of the equipment is comfortable. Nor is it fashionable. Great press. Her squats looked fantastic. Her press looks fantastic. She's on fire. Ashley Rose Cruz now 117 and a half. That chest up really high. Quite an interesting technique actually. I'll have a look at that from the side replay probably. You'll see she's quite flared out in the elbows. Well, from that angle it seemed to be, and she's quite straight in her path. It's an interesting technique, but it's working well for her. And like I've said in the past, there is no exact science of this is how you have to do it. Everyone's biomechanically different, so you've got to find a way that works best for you. Teresa Taya from Ecuador now, 120. So another world champion in her corner. Is that Alex in her corner? I think so. And a great press, and these
Three white lights,
athletes in
good
this
lift.
session are
Next
just
up will be
really putting on a
Italy,
show with the
USA,
bench.
120 kilos on the bar.
Menderivas from the
Bar is
US,
loaded.
120. Yeah, I said it was the hardest and most technical lift, and they're making me look bad now.
And maybe you're just a complainer. Maybe it's not as hard as you think it is.
Look, it used to be hard, okay? Clearly, it's gotten easier. 120 kilos on the bar. Oh, fantastic execution there.
Three white lights, a good
Three
lift.
whites,
Next
that
up
was
will
spot
be
on the money.
Xin Lee from Chinese Taipei,
It's just
175 kilograms on the
frankly
bar.
crazy
Should be
high
followed by
level of
long five,
technique
look,
mastery.
and it has been all week. I mean, and I'm sure there's a lot of lifters out there that would agree with me that it takes a long time to
Bar is
master
loaded.
and to really learn how to get the most out of a shirt and to really use it properly. But these athletes have really demonstrated some great skill mastery so early in their career, and it's going to be amazing to see what they achieve over the next 5, 6, or 10 years in their career. If they're at this level now, and they still have so much to learn and so much more they can get out of the equipment, they're going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Three white lights, good opening attempt. Next up will be
Nothing to add there.
Longkok,
Lifts speak
Norway,
for
130
themselves, really.
kilos on the bar. Should be followed by Greg Cockeye and then Greg.
Langfeld from Norway now, 130.
Bar is loaded.
And are we going to get to see a world record bench press attempt today from Tuva? She's opening ever so close to it.
Three white lights, good lift.
Three
Next up
white
will
lights, another
be
great
Greg
first
Cockeye,
attempt.
Norway, 132.5 kilograms on the bar. Bar's loaded.
Ida Grieg Falkid now of Norway, 132.5. Had a bit of trouble getting a squat on the board. Will want to regain some momentum in the bench press. Still positioned very well in the title fight.
Had to work with that one a little bit in the midsection.
2 to 1, a good lift. Next
There's
Bit
a
of
up
yellow
will
yellow,
light from the
yeah.
side.
Norway,
Yellow light from the side is
132.5
usually butt lift,
kilograms on the bar.
but only have it from one side, probably still in contact there.
Tuva Leahadu.
Oh, tough call, they're still in contact.
The previous
I'm going to leave that. No, the jury has overruled it, and they've said that
overall
left the
for no
bench.
lift. Bar is loaded for
There's so much to
50,000.
think about in the bench press. I mean, your feet have to be flat on the floor, your butt has to stay in contact with the bench, your shoulders and head have to stay in contact with the bench. Your elbows have to be in the locked starting position. You've got to wait for the start command. You've got to wait for the press command. You've got to wait for the rack command. Your feet can slide, but they can't lift off the floor. There are so many things you have to think about as an athlete. And for a referee, there are so many things you've got to think about as well. Kusenfeld. Oh, a difficult touch, but she gets it there.
That was a crazy recovery.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
she's
it's
got
blues, but
all blues for the downward movement. So this is a tough position as a coach and an athlete now. The touch there was tough. you've got two choices. You can put some more weight on the bar to make the touch a little bit easier. Got to be careful because you don't want to get too much. Or you can try and release the shirt a little bit by maybe lifting the collar a fraction. Releasing equipment is a big risk maneuver. Release it too far and you've lost the pop off the chest. So I would be inclined to add a couple of kilos just to make the touch a smidge easier, and that's going to allow her to conserve a little bit of energy. So Lara Hines now from Germany, 150. Oh, there's a lot of work in that one.
3 white lights.
She gets the job done.
Next out will be Tuva Lehagen,
Yeah,
Norway.
it's 3 white lights, but the lockout there was quite tough.
On to second attempt, starting with Elena Canales.
Just didn't really get a lot of speed off the chest there. Has to work hard through the midsection. So we load the bar to a massive 190 kilos for Tuva Lehagen from Norway. She was exceptional on squats for the world record. Took it to 298.
Hey, we're talking about the bench press world record. It stands at 207.5, and I believe
she's not far away
the
from
owner of that.
Yeah. Maybe she'd like to extend it a little today. Well, it was a tough one. She had a difficult touch there, but she made it work. You'll probably see in the replay how she's really having to work down through it. You can see her fighting the lateral movement, but she handled it really well. And the great thing about that lift there is that she can add a little bit more weight to that and not really make any significant adjustments to the shirt. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to put in for the next lift.
We have 2 lifters yet to make 8
And she did get a red light for depth though, so she's going to want to be mindful of that.
Elena Canales from the USA now, 80 kilos. We're already into round 2. She is on fire on the bench press.
15 kilos on the bar. She will be followed by Cruz, then Roderick.
She's had more white lights and 2 lifts on a bench press than I've seen on my lifts in 10 years.
Bar is loaded.
115 on the bar for Shensi Su, Chinese Taipei. It's a lot of shirt travel there. And she makes it work really well. I think she'd get a lot more if she was able to keep that shirt in position a bit better. You lose a lot of the tension as it slides up the chest. It gets quite uncomfortable as well. $127.5 now for Ashley Rose Cruz.
Bar is loaded.
And that is the example of the shirt wanting to take the path of least resistance. And it's a really tough thing because as you pull the bar down, and I say pull, you're trying to fight the shirt, you're trying to build up all that potential energy. It wants to take the path of least resistance. You want the path of most resistance. When you release all that potential energy, it wants to release it as quickly as possible, and that is generally straight back. So then you're trying to fight against it on the way up as well, while pushing the bar up and keep it in that line to get as much out of it as you possibly can. And quite often you'll see athletes, and you'll see on the bench press, it'll throw back like that. I mean, every equipped bencher has been in that position more times than they care to remember. Stephanie Roderick making short work of 127.5. Three whites.
Next out will be Teo from Ecuador, 130 kilos on the bar. Bar is loaded.
Carissa Tallo. Ecuador, 130. Another great press.
Good lift. Next out will be Ida Grace Bokai from Norway, 133.5
So,
kilos on the bar.
what sort of
Followed by Lee from
techniques
Greece.
and aids can you use to keep the shirt in its best position, in the position where it gives you the most help?
Everyone sort of has their own way of doing it. I mean, you'll see a lot of lifters wearing belts, and in the equipped bench, the belt is primarily there to keep the shirt in position. Some people won't wear a belt, and they'll have it positioned a certain way under a shirt, under their lifting singlet that keeps it in the right position as well. Everyone's a little bit different the way they like, and some athletes actually like to use the shirt and let it sort of slide up a little bit, and that's how they sort of use it. For me, myself, as the shirt slides up, it just feels terribly uncomfortable, and I can feel the tension going away. But other athletes will tend to use it like that, and that's how they like to work the shirt. So everyone's a little bit different. As I said, there's no sort of definitive right way and definitive wrong way to do it. It's all about making it work best for you and best for your biomechanics.
Bar is loaded.
132.5 for Xin Ying Li.
And we just had the Greek Falcon get on the board.
Yeah, usually that's how I'm feeling every time I roll up to a bench press competition. Is I just want to get one on the board. I'll be happy. Oh, another fantastic press there from
Three white lights, a good lift.
132.5 and 3 white lights.
USA, 135 kilos on the bar. She will be followed by second belt, then long belt. Bar is loaded.
Mila Rivas from the US now for 135. Oh, that left arm struggling, but she gets to the top. What do the referees say? 2-1. It's a good lift.
Next out will be
got a blue card from the side referee, which generally indicates downward movement or maybe lockout, but the ruling on downward movement is the whole bar. And from a side referee, when you see the end of a bar sort of dip down, you know, you've got to give the blue. You've got to give the blue card. Reisenfeld now at 137.5. Missed this on the opening lift. Got all blue lights now. Interesting, they've kept the weight the same. Let's see what they've changed. Or have they just gone out the back and said, yeah, look, clearly you can lift this. Let's be a bit more patient on the touch. Don't rush it. Don't try and force it. Let the weight do the job. Look at the difference in the touch there. Absolutely fantastic. What a change.
Yeah, night and day from the first attempt.
Absolutely superb. You know, maybe they've adjusted the shirt a little bit, but look at the difference there. That is smooth all the way down. So she's not fighting and forcing it, and she doesn't have to use up all that energy. Great outcome. 1-5 now from Norway, 140. Well, I got to take my hat off because I thought she'd let that get away from her. If you watch how she gets the touch, it almost looks like it sort of dropped offline and dropped down, but she got under it. She kept under it really, really well and got a great lift out of that. 155 on the bar for Lara Hines from Germany. Big effort there. Let's have a look at the replay and just see where it went wrong. She seemed to handle the touch well. I mean, it looked like it was trying to fold her in half. She fought that really well.
So would this be an issue of not following through and letting the pop get away from you, or?
Look, I just think she needs to be a bit more explosive off the chest there. You know, it's a real difficult thing to time because you're waiting for that command, and if you get the start of the press command and you relax, the bar sort of shifts a little bit. But then it's too late because it's lost a lot. So as soon as you get that press command, you have to immediately explode. So you don't want to really release the bar. You want to force that release, if that makes sense. Because speed is in your favor there. Well, Tuva just made short work of 197.5. Like it was absolutely nothing.
And that just completely went by us.
I'll be interested where she goes next. We've got one more round to go.
208?
Yeah, look, I think she's playing the long game here and being really smart. She's not getting caught up chasing. She knows that the total record is 725. You know, and you know she made a really smart decision with a squat to go to 298, 202.5. Yeah, smart move I think there. You know, and just plug away. She's only got to make up 23 kilos on deadlift, and she takes the world total record if she wants. Right now, Elena Canales from the US, 85. Well, she gets it to the top. What do the referees say? 2-1, it's a good lift.
Good lift. Nick Steve Rose from the Philippines.
Downward movement from the center referee, so I think the jury's probably going to take a look at it.
Teo and Lee.
Hard to tell from that angle. The Cruz now from the Philippines, 127.5, having missed this on his second.
Bars loaded.
And just gets away from her there. Unfortunately,
Free rig,
you just get a little bit offline. He just wants to go in that direction. And when you're talking about, weights so far above your body weight, then that's what happens. Once it starts to go, there is no bringing it back. Theo now from Ecuador, 137.5. Chinese Taipei now, 137.5.
Three white lights, a good lift. Next out will
Three
be
whites.
Stephanie Roderick, Great Britain, 137.5 kilos on the bar.
And Stephanie Roderick now, 137.5 as well.
Bar is loaded.
She has been on fire today. Her squats looked fantastic. Her benches looked fantastic. Giving a quick little instruction to the platform crew how she wants to lift off. I think that is essential. Every time you walk out there for a bench press, don't assume that you told them the first lift, that you don't need to tell them again. These guys are lifting off for God knows how many athletes every day. Every time you walk out there, you tell them and you talk to them. They are doing an amazing job. Beautiful touch.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Three white lights,
superb.
good lift for Roderick. Next out will be Reese
That
from USA,
was just
140 kilograms on the bar.
outstanding.
She will be followed
Well,
by
that's
Reese,
the
followed
sort
by
of
Amy
technique mastery you
Williamson.
can achieve when your coach is the best bench presser in the world.
Yeah, it's great to have someone like that in your corner.
Bar is loaded.
Linda Rivas from the US now, 140. So push her up into the silver medal position for bench press momentarily with a couple of lifts to follow. Three whites. She's pretty happy with that, and so she should be.
That will be Ida Greg Folkheid with 140 kilograms on the bar. She will be followed by Friederike Longfell.
Ida Greg Orkid, Norway, 140 kilos.
Bar is loaded.
Got a bit messy in the middle. I'm going to wait with the referees. I can see a few things going wrong there, but she gets 2-1. Just wait and see what the jury says about it.
Bar is loaded.
I think they're going to overrule. They have. Jury has overruled for a yellow card.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was visible loss of contact between the bench and the glutes.
Rosenfeldt now from Norway, 142.5 to go up into the silver medal position. And not momentarily, this will put her in the silver. Oh, I think she's done it. She has 3 white lights. She gets into the silver medal.
Excellent looking third attempt.
Absolutely fantastic. The Lundfeld now, going for 145, already has the silver medal in the bench press.
Bar is loaded.
Just needs to lock out the right elbow.
Yeah, I'm not convinced it was locked, and neither of the referees, unfortunately. She gets great speed off the chest, though. You know, even with a tough touch like that, the speed's really good, but that right arm just didn't want to lock at it.
The bar is loaded for hens.
So Lara Hines now 155. You could see as she brought that down to the touch, you probably, if we see the replay from the same angle there, as she brought that down to the touch, you could see it was really sort of pulling her shoulders forward, rolling her shoulders through. And you can see it's a really awkward position to be in. Elbows are now out from under the bar and just not in a strong press position. She's done great to even get the press on that. It was really, really well done. And she's had a fantastic day. We finish off the bench press round now with Tuva Hagen from Norway with a monstrous 202.5 kilos. This is huge. Made short work of that one. 3 white lights. What a way to finish on 202.5 kilos. And we're talking in the juniors here. Unbelievable.
An absolute force to be reckoning with.
What can we expect from her in the next several years as she develops and grows and moves into out of the juniors into the opens? And here are our rankings now. So for the bench press, Canales with 85 in the 84 kilo. In the 84 plus sub-juniors, 115 with Sensi. In the junior 84 kilos, Lara Hins on 150. Rodenfeld with 142.5 and Rees with 140. And in the junior 84 plus, Leerhagen with 202.5, absolutely outstanding. Landfeld with 140. And in the bronze medal position, is Sing Hiying Lee with 137.5. Well, don't go too far away. 20 minutes, we're going to be back here, and we are going to crown a new world champion for the junior 84, 84 pluses, and sub junior 84 and 84 pluses. Welcome back to the 2026 IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Classic and Equipped Powerlifting Championships live in Sun City, South Africa, and brought to you by none other than Aleco and SBD. And we are getting into the business end now. It is time for the deadlift party, and this will be the last session of equipped lifting for this competition. So you can all shed a tear. We'll be moving into the Classic next tomorrow morning as well. We are at the pointy end now, and the deadlifts for the 84 and 84 plus junior and sub-junior athletes, and we'll get the party started with Elena Canales from the US, opening with 135. The focus here for these athletes, get that first one on the board, solidify your total, and then you can start looking at the numbers and looking at where you can go. Just need to get this first one in to lock that total in. And she does just that.
And just looking at on the scoreboard, the number of contenders for the 84 kilo title now has increased by one. We've got Clarice Telo of Ecuador has really closed up to the leading three.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot. There's only 10 kilos separating the top four lifters there.
This is what you were talking about when you said just make the attempt and give yourself the opportunity. If something goes wrong,
yeah, you've just got to put yourself in the right position. I mean, you can't, you know, depending, I mean, obviously if you're nominated the top, so this is Shensi Su for 150 and a nice looking lift there as well. I mean, obviously if you're nominated the top three, I mean, obviously you've got a goal of winning, going for that gold medal. If you're nominated, you know, your nominations are, you know, a little bit down the list and that doesn't mean you're not content, you're not a contender. That just means you've got to stick to a really clear path and a really clear plan and say, okay, I'm gonna stick with my plan, and I'm just going to wait and see. You know, if someone ahead of me makes a mistake, misses a lift here and there, suddenly I've gone from being 25 kilos behind, now I'm only 10 kilos behind. 10 kilos, that's within reach. You know, so I mean, this is the whole point. I mean, you've got to stick with that plan and don't get caught up in the whole excitement of everything. Stephanie Roderick with a great lift there at 165. She's been on fire today with her squats and bench. Mina Rivas from the US, 180. Everyone just working on locking in that total now. It's the most important thing. Probably a little slower than she would have liked for her opener, but gets the job done, and that's absolutely fine. You're not going to know how fatigued you are until you step out on that platform to pull the first deadlift, and you can feel as fresh as a daisy. That the second you start pulling that is when you realise just how much fatigue is caught up with you. So Lara Hines now for 185. Locks in that subtotal with that lift. You're going to move through this pretty fast. It's the least technical lift. You don't have to wait for a start command. You can walk out and pull whenever you're ready, and all you have to do is wait for that down command. Landfold now from Norway, 185. Strong opening lift.
Next out will be Ashley Rose Cruz from Philippines, 190 kilos on the bar. She'll be followed by Clarice Teo.
Ashley Rose Cruz now, 190.
Bars loaded for Cruz.
handles
3
that
white
well.
lights, a good lift. Next out will be Clarice
A
Taylor
quick
from
question for you, Gary.
Ecuador,
I
190 kilos on the
heard,
bar.
just remember, I
Bar is
heard
loaded.
somewhere that if you don't have a deadlift suit, you can just turn the squat suit around and deadlift in
You
it.
can certainly turn a squat suit backwards and deadlift in it.
So how does that work?
Well, it works. I mean, generally, so with a squat suit, you're sitting into it and pressing down, and you're building up that potential energy as you sit into it. So if you're turning it around, you want to build up that potential energy as you get into that position at the bottom of the deadlift when you're ready to pull. So the challenge then is not trying to get through the suit during the lift, it's actually getting through the suit during the setup. So turning it around allows you to get into that position, build up the potential energy. Interestingly, the deadlift is one of the lifts you get the very least out of the equipment. So you don't get a whole lot out of it really, and it probably takes the longest to really master how to get anything out of the equipment. So you'll see a lot of lifters in equipment lifting lift without equipment during the deadlift, simply because it's just not really helping them. So yes, the rumor is true. You can turn a squat suit backwards. Saves you buying another suit. The Sing In Lee, 190. Easy opener.
Next up will be Ida Greg Folkite from Norway, 195 kilos. She'll be
So
followed by
Greg
Kristen
Forkite
and Leah Hart.
from Norway now, 195 to open.
Bar is loaded.
And wearing the belt in a higher position that allows her to get down into that start position for her deadlift.
Three white lights, good lift. Next out will be Gunvald with 195 kilos. The bar is loaded.
195 in the bar for Reisenholt from Norway.
Three white lights, a good lift. Next out will be
Three
Rebecca
whites gets that one on the board.
275 kilos on the bar. Then we will move
Tuva
into second attempt.
Hagen from Norway now, 202.5.
Bar is loaded.
This is gonna tell us now whether the record is on the cards today.
Yeah, I want to see
needs-
how fast this moves.
Yeah, she needs 225 deadlift to get the total record. We'll see if that's within reach.
Well, that looked pretty
Three
casual.
white lights, a good lift.
Just
All
another
lights
day at
are
the
on
office
board
with
for
three
the
white
deadlift.
lights, and
Out will
everyone
be
has
Elaine
locked in a
Ryan
total
for the
now.
second attempt, 145
I'll let the
kilos.
games
She'll
begin.
be followed by Sue, then Roderick, then Reeves.
Elena Canales now from the US, 145.
These are the results after round one. Deadlift medals in the 84s especially really could go either way or any way at this point. Things very close.
There is nothing separating the top four lifters in the 84 juniors. Your number one total there is 575, then 572 and a half, then 565, then 565 again. And Clarissa Tallo is probably in the hardest position. If she wants to challenge for the bronze medal, then she's going to have to keep an eye on behind her as well, because Cruz is right there, breathing down her neck. Canales now is 145, and she is the sub-junior under 84 world champion.
Chinese Taipei, 170 kilos on the bar.
So we're in the 84 plus sub-junior now, Shengxi Su. She is the world champion now as well, but she's solidified her total. She's looking for 170. That's a big jump on deadlift in this,
Bars loaded.
after, all these lifts as well. What's that 20% body weight? Certainly doesn't seem to bother her.
3 white lights, a good lift. Next up we have Sydney Roderick, Great Britain, 177.5 kilos on the bar. She will be followed by Reed Beacon.
A conventional lifter. We don't see a lot of conventional lifters anymore. Sumo has really sort of taken over. Stephanie Roderick now, Great Britain, 177.5, and she has had an outstanding day on squat and bench. Let's hope she can keep that up on deadlift as well. She's starting to get a bit fired up now. And if you want to bring some fire to the platform, this is the time to do it. You've got to really sort of pace your aggression throughout the competition as well. I mean, you can't come out in the first opening squat all fired up and aggressive. That uses a lot of energy to do that.
25 kilos on the bar.
I've seen people with all sorts of time and energy consuming rituals before squats or before bench, and it's...
Yeah, there's been some interesting ones over the years. 185 on the bar for Mina Rivas from the US. Yeah, look, I always say, you do what works for you, and I think everyone, a lot of people have their own little ritual or how they set up sort of thing, and I think that's a really important thing. But as a coach, I also recognize, how much energy you're burning with that, and you need to consider that point of it as well. And there is the point where fatigue has kicked in. On any other day of the week, she probably could have easily pulled that, but it's starting to take its toll. She did the right thing here. She did try and keep going. She just said, it's not happening. Put it down. Go and get some rest, and maybe we can get it on a third attempt. Lara Heinz from Germany, 192.5.
Bars loaded. Three whites. Next out will be Caroline Longdal from Norway, 195 kilos on the bar.
Longdal from Norway now, 195. Well, there's not much between. I mean, obviously, Ihagen is well out in front in the 84 plus juniors, but there's not a whole lot between Lundfold, Roderick, and Lee either.
I could still go either way.
Roderick's going to have to really be careful if she wants to chase down that silver, because Lee is just sitting right there waiting for her to make a mistake. Lundfeld sort of stumbled a little bit on that one.
A good lift for Lombard. Next up will be
So Roderick's going to be looking at that. I know Roderick's handler, Kate, is going to be looking at that very closely, thinking, all right, we're going to put another lift in and see if there's an opportunity to go after that.
And the Norwegians are in an interesting situation right now, because they're very likely going to be the team champions, but the champions are the top 5 lifters of the team. In the second, third place Norwegians in both the groups here are fighting it out on who's going to be the one on the team podium.
And right now, Cruz looking at 197.5. I think she's probably a little bit too far away to challenge for the medal, but nothing's impossible. And I think that just closes the door there now. I think she's out of position now to be able to challenge. She'll be disappointed with that. But she should be holding her head high because she's had an outstanding day. She's still got another lift to come yet. Carissa Tello now from Ecuador, 197.5. Well, if she wants to challenge for a medal, she's going to have to dig
Next out,
very,
women's
very
lead,
deep on her
weighing
last lift.
102.5
It's
kilos
certainly
on
within
bar. She'll be
reach,
followed
but
by Kai,
she's going to have to find
75 kilos on
everything she's
bar.
got. Xing Ying Li now trying to pay 202.5. So shift her up into the bronze medal position overall momentarily. Obviously, we've got another round of lifts to go.
Bars loaded.
And yeah, that's a big jump. 190 to 202.5. That's adding some numbers to a total there that are going to really help her challenge for a medal.
But the 190 really was quite comfortable.
Well, it wasn't exactly pretty, but it got the job done. She puts herself in a good position now. So she's put herself up into the bronze medal overall. So it is really going to come down to that last lift, Stephanie Roderick and Lee, to see who takes that bronze medal. I think Roderick has sort of made the decision, I'm just going to have to try and hold on to this bronze medal rather than challenge for the silver. Rik Fakid from Norway now, 210, to move up into the gold medal position momentarily. So she's heavier than Rosenfeld, so she'll need to outlift. Well, she gets it to the top. What do the referees say? 2 to 1, it's a good lift, but I think she has pretty much used up everything she's got.
Yeah, that looked like an absolutely maximum effort.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything left there now to be able to go any further. So the jury has overruled that as well, so that is unfortunate there. So she'll drop back into the bronze medal position. We move to Rosenfeld from Norway for 210. She is in the number 1 position. And she is still in the number 1 position. What a great lift that was. I think that just sort of... So Lohagen now from Norway, 212.5. We're in the 84 pluses. Of course, Lohagen well out in front. This will take it to 713 total. Well, she held it for a long time. 2 to 1, it's a good lift. Not sure why they held for a long time. We got a red card there from the side referee.
One of the side referees wasn't quite satisfied with the locked out position, but I think she should be okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Look, it's locked out. So we move into the 3rd round already. Lana Canales with 155. Has Elena gone 8 from 9 so far? Has she missed a lift? I don't think she's
No,
missed a lift.
I don't think she did. No.
I can't be 100% sure on that, but if she hasn't, what an outstanding performance. I'll have to look up the score sheet. Oh, squeezes it to the top and locks it out. What an effort.
And just looking at the nominations, she's improved all across the board. Nice personal bests on all 3 lifts.
That is a great way to finish your World Championships with a gold medal and personal best across the board, and an outstanding performance as well. So Stephanie Roderick now. Stephanie Roderick is in the most awkward position. She doesn't get to lift after she's the first lift in the 84 plus juniors. So all she can do is put in her best lift and sit back and wait. This will take her to 577 and a half. They'll put her in the bronze medal position, and then all she can do is wait and see if Yin Lee can match it. And I think for Yin Lee, it's going to be a bit tougher. She's got to go up to 207 and a half. But before that happens, Roderick has to put this one on the board. And she does just that. That should be a good lift. It is. Puts herself into the bronze medal position. All she can do now is have the nervous weight out the back.
It's a great third attempt. Now it just has to wait.
Yeah, I think they chose the number really well. I mean, you look at that lift. Maybe there was a couple more kilos there, but that would have been a big risk as well. This puts her in third, and now puts the ball in Lee's court to say, well, if you want the bronze medal, you're going to have to lift for it. Amina Rivas now from the US, 195. This will temporarily put her into the bronze medal position for deadlift, actually.
Unfortunately,
lost the grip
just
there.
not there.
Yeah, you can see the fatigue really kicked into that second lift there. There's nothing left in the tank, unfortunately. And it's certainly not easy to do 3 squats, 3 bench, and then 3 deadlift. It takes its toll. So Cruz now with 197 and a half to move up into the silver medal position for deadlift. She'll rank 5 overall. Oh, outstanding final lift. 3 white lights. Absolutely outstanding. And the most difficult thing for her is she's going to watch back over these videos and she's going to say, oh, I should have gone more on the last lift. And it's really easy to say that. But fatigue is a funny thing. You know, you could have added another 2.5 kilos to that and it could stop her dead in the tracks. So it's really easy to look back and go, oh, I should have done more, I should have done more, I could have done more. The reality is, you might not have been able to actually, even as good as that looked. Lara Hines now for 200. She's in the silver medal position overall. This will move her into the silver medal for deadlift. She needs to put this one on the board to hold on to that silver medal position. And she's still going. Can she hold it there? What do the referees say? No lift, unfortunately. You can see a little bit of downward movement of the bar. So she's in the silver medal position at the moment, but she is severely threatened by Greg Fourcade, which can now change. There's an attempt change coming in, as I was expecting a few of these now.
And Taylor's also not out of the question.
So I did a smart thing and put in 215. She can drop down on that a little bit if she wants to. But right now, Lundfold looking for 195. She's in silver. This will take her to silver for deadlift as well. And this should pretty much keep her safe. Well, she's got it at the top. I'm going to wait for the referees on that one. No lift. There's a few little things going wrong there, but she gave it everything she had. Another attempt change coming in. So now you can put an attempt change in right up until bar loaded is called. Once they call bar loaded, you cannot put an attempt change in. So just waiting to see which changes are going in.
Yeah, I'm curious what's it gonna be. 207.5 for Clarice Taylor. Ecuador has dropped the final lift.
Yeah, so she's going to jump in, try and push into second position. Overall, silver in deadlift. The few lifts to come. And she gets this. Takes it to 582.5.
Guaranteed podium.
It will be.
Bar is loaded.
Now remember, her second lift was tough. 207.5. She is going to have to dig really, really deep and smell that metal. This is going to be a very hard lift. It's moved well. And look, this looks better than a second. Outstanding, what a finish for her, and you can see what the smell of a podium finish can do to an athlete. That looked faster and easier than her second lift. Absolutely outstanding.
It's the exact thing we were talking about throughout the entire competition. She was way back at the start,
Yeah,
but she
now she's
made
in
the
the silver
lifts
medal position.
constantly. Guaranteed podium, possibly the vice champion.
Yeah, consistency, getting them on, just putting yourself in the position to take the opportunity when it presents. Xin Lee now, this is for the bronze medal. So currently, Stephanie Roderick in the bronze. And Stephanie Roderick holds on to the bronze medal. She'll be out the back, breathing a sigh of relief. Lee just unable to put that one up. That would have been a very nervous weight for Roderick. Roderick was in such a tough position there. She was the first out in the weight class to lift that third deadlift. So all she could do was put in her best and just see what happens, see where the chips fall. Or in this case, the Eleiko plates.
Very large red chips.
Red chips. Ida Greik now from Norway, 210 for the silver medal. She's in fourth. This will put her into silver overall. Tello is guaranteed a podium finish regardless of this lift. She gets bronze at least. If Ida misses this, she stays in fourth, and Hines takes. And it's just too much. And as we said before, there was just nothing left in the tank. And she's okay. Just a bit of blood rush there. Pretty normal. Happens a lot. I'm sure everyone has had it happen to them in a gym a couple of times when the blood rushes from the head a bit too fast. And we have got one lift to go. And we said earlier, will Hagen take a shot at the world total record? And she is taking a shot at it, because now she is looking for 225 kilo deadlift to finish. She is the 84 plus junior world champion, undisputed. Her current total 713. This will put her at 725.5. The current world record 725. She played a smart game. She took the long game. She could have gone 300 on the squat. 50%, 60% chance she would have got it. She played it safely, the 80% or 298. 202.5 on the bench. Probably could have gone for the world record. Played it safe, going the long game, holding on to some energy. 225 for a world total record. 725.5 kilos. If anyone can do it, it's Tuva. It's moved well.
Just lock it out.
She's at the top. She got the down command, and just in time, you can see that right hand just starting to slip. Outstanding finish. 2 world records.
just barely held on to that. Whoa.
She got that down command just in the nick of time. What a way to finish. And here's our final results. Canales with an outstanding performance today across all three lifts and finishing on 155 deadlift there. And one last lift to come. She is the 84 kilo world champion. She has dominated and stayed out in front all day, as close as this pack was. Well, that does not change the end result. She is still the world champion. Tello slides in there with the silver medal, and Heinz from Germany with the bronze. Absolutely, what an incredible way to finish the equipped lifting this week in the juniors and sub-juniors with an outstanding thing. There's our final result. So Canales takes the gold with 4:30 in the 84 sub-junior. Shensi Su with 5:15 in the 84 plus sub-junior. In the junior 84, Rosenfeld with 5:90 in the gold medal. Tello slides in and gets the silver medal at 5:82 and a half. And Heinz slides in there for the bronze on body weight at 5:72 and a half. In the 84 pluses, Verhagen from Norway there with an outstanding 7:25.5 world total record. Landfall there in silver as well from Norway, 5:85. And in the bronze medal position, we scroll to the next page, we'll see Roderick there holds on with 5:77 and a half, and she must have had a nervous wait out the back waiting for Hindley to finish her lift as well. Well, that is all for today. It has been an outstanding competition of equipped lifting. We move into the classic tomorrow morning, so we'll have the men's sub-junior 53 to 66 classes tomorrow morning. Then we'll follow that with the women's 43 to 57s. Have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you all back here tomorrow for some more excitement.
Gold in bench press. 115 kilograms. Gold in deadlift with 170 kilograms. Bringing her to a total of 515 kilograms. And your champion, 84 kilo plus, sub-junior equipped woman. If you can, please be outstanding for the national anthem for Chinese Taipei. Congratulations. We will be moving on now to the junior under 84 kilo class, starting with the squat medals. In third place with 237.5 kilos from Norway, Hildebeest Frisenfeld. In second place with 240 kilos from the Philippines, Ashley Rose Cruz. And in first place from Norway with 245 kilograms, Ida Greg Folkheid. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. We now move on to the bench press medals. In third place, bronze, Mina Reese from the USA with 140 kilograms. In second, with 42.5 kilograms from Norway, Hildebeest Frisenfeld. And in first, Lara Hins from Germany, 150 kilograms. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. Moving on to the deadlift. In third place, with 197.5 kilograms from the Philippines, Ashley Rose Cruz. In second, with 207.5 kilograms from Ecuador, Clarice Teo. And in first place from Norway with 210 kilograms, Hildebeest Frisenfeld. Thank you, ladies. Now moving on to the total. In third place, your bronze medalist with a total of 572.5 kilograms from Germany, Lara Hins. In second place, silver medalist, your vice champion with a total of 582.5 kilograms from Ecuador, Clarice Teo. And in first place, your champion under 84 kilo junior Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. We now move on to the bench press medals. Your third place getter with 137.5 kilograms from Chinese Taipei, Xin Ying Li. Your second place getter with 140 kilograms from Norway, Caroline Lee Lodfeld. And your gold medalist with 202.5 kilograms, Tuva Leahagen. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. Into the deadlift medals. In third place with 195 kilograms, Caroline Lee Lodfeld. In second place with 202.5 kilograms from Chinese Taipei, Xin Ying Li. And your gold medalist with 225 kilograms, Tuva Leahagen. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. Now on to the total. In third place, bronze medal with a total of 77.5 kilograms from Great Britain, Stephanie Roderick. In second place, your silver medalist, vice champion with 585 kilograms, Caroline Lee Lodfeld. And your gold medalist, junior 84 kilo plus equipped woman with a whopping total of 725.5 kilograms, Tuva Leahagen. If you can, please be upstanding for the